the sky, spirit, one with me. Your wings span my ocean, everything. The sliders of your motion can make confidence ring. Yet in all your might and glory, vanished from the sky. Just another story, this man-made lie. They tell of how it fell from the sky.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Free American Hour. I'm your host, Clay Douglas. And my guest today is Pete Clark. Hello, Pete. Are you with me?
Yes, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Pete, you're with, what is it, WTR of Arizona? Tell me about that and what that is.
It's WTF.
WTF, I'm
of
sorry.
Arizona on Facebook, and we have an associated link. If the kiddies are watching, the WTF is probably a little inappropriate. So the actual website domain name is Wares, Tears, and Fun Stuff, and we sell merchandise, donating 10% of the proceeds to the Legal Defense Fund of Arizona. The whole company was born of this fight for our border security and the SB 1070 law that was signed into law here some months ago.
Right. Supposedly a federal judge blocked that, but I don't believe she was qualified to do that. Only the Supreme Court could reverse a state decision, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's a lot of misconception about what she blocked and what she didn't. I'm no lawyer, so I don't really know about the aspect of her legality in hearing the case, but there seems to be a lot of sentiment that the injunction that she put on the law just totally forestalled it, and that's simply not true. It actually was a great benefit in many ways. I mean, first and foremost is the criminalizing of sanctuary cities, which can be the most detrimental, thing to the state as far as, not enforcing the law there. And, the part where she struck down, which was the most substantially held by the opposers of 1070, was the portion of the law where the officers would be required to check the status of someone's legality of being in the country, and they have the misconception that means that the police cannot check the status, and that simply is not true. As you can see, Joe Arpaio is still doing sweeps and still checking people's status. It just means that the police departments cannot require their officers to do it. They still have latitude to do so. I guess as far as the rest of it, we'll have to see how that plays out in the higher courts.
Now that law went into effect about 2 weeks ago. Has there been any action on it?
Well, the state lawyers have filed an appeal, and I guess that appeal will be heard in the Ninth Circuit Court in November. But in the meantime, I think most importantly that this law has brought it to the attention of the American public as a whole. The situation here I have a lot of friends that are back east. I live in Tucson, Arizona, and I have a lot of friends from back east that, you know, they heard, yeah, we have, you know, illegal immigrant problems in the country, but they had no idea to what extent that Phoenix is the human trafficking / kidnap capital of the nation, with the walls being completed in other areas. The Tucson sector became the focus for the majority of the drug trafficking and the human trafficking. So they basically, you know, have to pass right through, figuratively, my backyard.
Now, you know, I've talked with a number of sheriffs. I know Sheriff Joe. I've met Sheriff Joe in the past, and you were just down at a rally with him, and I want to get your input on that. But I've talked with Sheriff Paul over there in Pima County, next to us, and he said that they've made a difference in the border trafficking just by implementation of a few things in Yuma, and they cut way back on their border traffic. But the sheriff here in Tucson doesn't seem to want to implement this law or support it. And Sheriff Joe has been attacked over and over again by the liberal media. My God, I thought, I read the New Times, and the articles that they were running about Joe were so critical it was almost mind-blowing. I mean, Sheriff Joe's been doing a pretty good job. I mean, he put prisoners, taking care of our stray animals, and his officers have been picking up illegals. Made some pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I've you know, the company that I run that was born of this, part of my allure to the people that come see and comment on my Facebook page. You know, they like the fact that I'm what I call actively participating in this, and I go to rallies, and like you said, they have the rally this Sunday, and I've gotten the opportunity to meet, and in fact I have pictures posted probably of myself and Sheriff Babu and now Sheriff O'Pile and a few politicians that I've talked to about the situation, Kitty Hayward and such. And yeah, it's I don't think it's any coincidence that the feds have stepped up, or actually rather initiated various parts of this investigation on Joe Arpaio within weeks after Governor Brewer initiated and signed the 1070 initiative, and you know, it all really just stinks of pandering politics for Hispanic votes. And
well, it strikes me that it's a little worse than that. You know, I've studied history, Pete, and I'm well aware of what has happened in the Soviet Union when after the Bolshevik Revolution came over, after they killed the Tsar and his family. They went on to slaughter 60 million white Russians, and they did it almost in the same way as what is happening here. They ran the Jews from the Pale settlement in on the